Sure.
Israelite Christianity again said, in my opinion, all the Pauline epistles are forgeries. Why are you certain that Paul wrote the 7 undisputed letters?
I'm convinced that Paul wrote more than 7. So this is very important. Unlike any other letter in the Christian Bible, any other document in the Christian Bible, Paul's letters have enormous texture to it. The personality of Paul comes through on those 7 indisputed letters. They're very different than the Gospels. The Gospels, first of all, what we have are layers and layers and layers. The fewest layers is Mark, the earliest chronologically of the Gospels. You don't get a sense, Derek, you or I wouldn't get a sense of reading the book of Matthew of who really wrote this book. It's not that we don't know it. It's just hard to feel out who is this editor who's taking these sources and putting it together. It doesn't come through because there's so many layers. But Paul's letter, Paul had a temper. We talk about him having a temper, which he had. He had a temperament. He's not systematic like the author of the Epistle to the Hebrews. He's very temperamental. He's very angry. He changes from one direction to the other. He has a very striking personality. As I mentioned, he's not someone you'd want to hang out with. When we say 7 indisputed, so those are indisputed, but many, many scholars would consider it's quite possible that Paul contributed to other epistles. Ephesians, Colossians could have contributed to it. After all, Romans 16:22, Paul, we know that there's someone else who worked with Paul on putting together the book of Romans. So, but Paul's personality is there, screams, not only his theology, his style.
Technically, it gets back to the criterion of embarrassment in a way, in your opinion, which helps.
Paul is very angry. He doesn't like to be disrespected. He doesn't like it if you don't respect him. He would hate the show. He would be very angry at you, Derek. Not me, you. I'm in a rocket-proof building. You're not. He would be very upset. I just do this in Galatians 4. This is like crazy. I think it's verse 12. Galatians 4, is it 12 or 14? Paul said, when I was sick, he writes to these people, he says, when I was sick, when I came to the last time, you really took care of me. You treated me with such honor as though, he says, I was an angel of the Lord, as though I was Jesus Christ himself. He says that. He says, you treat, like, why would you doubt my authority? That's who we're dealing with here. That's the kind of, and we can't sniff out Paul. Of course you can. Hebrews is so different. Hebrews is highly systematic, very thought out. There's none of this going on in Hebrews. How the church fathers got sold on the notion that Hebrews was written by Paul is mind-blowing. They were sold on it, and that's why it made it into the canon. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא ועת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא עובד